Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. So these are just some notes I want to share with you guys. Alright, so top one right here. I can see the pertinence and value in adopting a similar perspective in regards to rank and leadership as modern or most modern militaries do, or I've seen. Anyway, I want to say in regards to that I do still want to implement or integrate some type of a system that allows any member of any type of organization, whether it's military or non-military, to have a voice. And if that voice speaks of a solution that's better than the one that the current leader is proposing, then that idea should be used. And not saying that that person should take over complete leadership, but they should allow that idea to lead the way in that particular situation. So, all right, I just want to share that. All right, moving on here. So I do strongly feel that a way to allow anyone to share an idea, that's exactly what I just shared with you guys. All right, so moving on here. Portland is a great city for internationally themed restaurants. Food truck city, food trucks are huge here. We have literally multiple areas of Portland. It's very beautiful actually, with food trucks, and each food truck has a different cuisine, oftentimes from a lot of different exotic cultures all around the world. And so it's just like that's something that we're known for, and that the people here in Portland appreciate very much, and I do myself, because you can get some really good authentic food. And so it just as I was talking about the international restaurant that I wanted to do, this is a great city to do that type of a thing. So, all right, moving on here. So good energy to Tina Kota. Yeah, so I've been feeling kind of bad about some of the words I spoke. So I'm going to make a video to apologize for my harshness, and also offer, if she wants to collaborate, or wants to, if I can share some ideas to help the city of Portland out and combat this drug issues, and also open up different type of rehabilitation programs and things of this nature, I'd love to do so. So, all right, moving on here. Reason why students and peeps could be losing touch or having trouble finding their authentic voice, because they don't use their own handwriting anymore, or very much. I'm not sure. I haven't been to school lately, but I feel like it's probably mainly digital, as a lot of things are these days. And we are always looking at, as I just said, digital. So that takes away the authenticity that comes from handwriting. And we're also looking at that New Times Roman font all the time, which has its own it just helps it helps take away the creativity and the good spiraling feng shui, if you will, because it's all about straight lines and right angles, which is again how these cities are built. And it doesn't allow for a good flow of energy. Cursive, curves, and spirals is going to give you a better flow of energy. So even just the content and then the most common lettering that we see all over is in itself designed to keep our energy from flowing in a good way. So, all right, moving on here. So the human body is a template for a spaceship, excuse me. So how our students are absorbing toxic tech. So yeah, again, as I've said, like computers, cell phones, whatever the schools are using, if these materials and these products come from anything that's been exploited and manipulated, or from cruel conditions, that is going to be absorbed in the technology, and the students are thus going to be absorbing it as they use it. Something needs to change. So in the Joan of Arc, so I've been reading the Joan of Arcs. So this is something, apparently, there's a lot of different witnesses that talk about the actual day that she was captured, but there is one particular reference, I'm not exactly sure who it was from, my bad, who talked about the day that she was captured. She had on like a gold cloak, and she was known to wear a lot of rich clothes, like super rich, like aristocrat type level clothes. Not, something that you'd find a commoner like her. She's from a common family. Like no type of commoner would be wearing a gold cloak, and yet she would be wearing a lot of gold cloaks. So anyways, but that was one of the reasons why, or at least this particular witness suggested that she might have been, for one thing, it does make you eat, and when you're in a group of a bunch of men or people who don't have that type of attire, and you're wearing a gold cloak, you're going to stand out. And so that's one of the reasons why, as well as just her pride, and, and continuing to wear such gold and lavish clothes, when that, essentially, just ideally, and I have issues with this myself, so I'm not trying to judge her, but that money could, that gold cloak could have been used to spend, for resources to help perpetuate her movement. And as well as it also just giving off kind of a flashy, kind of a pridey type vibe, which is really not at all aligned with the word of Christ, in my opinion. So, and then also I wanted to point out, too, in the movie American Gangster, with Denzel Washington, and I believe it's based on a true story. I don't know how much of it is true, but I do remember the thing that got him caught or brought him down was when he chose to wear a very, very expensive and elaborate fur coat that I believe his girlfriend or his wife gave him, and he went to a boxing match, I believe, or a sporting event, something like that, and it was that coat that drew a lot of attention. It got people inquiring into who is this guy, and it was also a time when America was still very racially divided, so they saw, a melanated person wearing a fur coat that most white people, even rich white people, probably can't even afford or can barely afford or can afford, but like only the very high top, echelon of society would be able to afford this. And they see this guy wearing it and they don't know who he is. So they inquired into who he is, and and then he ended up being a drug dealer, a huge drug kingpin, and that ultimately led to his downfall, I do believe. So, all right, just want to share that with you guys, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks, bye.